And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Blockchain Gaming News for July 2019. I'm just joined by Andrew today.
Hey, guys. Yeah, we got some mostly drama news. It's
That's
interesting
always the
times
best
in the
kind.
blockchain gaming space, yeah. Uh,
To be fair, the blockchain space is really dramatic and hilarious and unpredictable all the time. So it kind of fits right in.
True. But yeah, I'm going to start off with the Chibi Fighters news because it's interesting and people are talking about it on various Discords.
Yeah, I haven't even actually seen this yet. I was going to get you to tell me beforehand. So this is live news for me too.
Oh, that's good. All right, let me pull up a screen share because I have a screenshot and stuff. You can see there's a message from the Chibi Fighters team themselves, which is kind of cheeky in their typical style. They, the Chibi Fighters people. So this is the message we get. Can you see?
Yeah.
It starts looking normal. The news itemization. That's cool. Okay, got rid of the merchant, and that was, just if you weren't playing, there was some wonky mechanics with the marketplace, and they fixed that. And yeah, then the news all looks standard, just some updates, and then you get down to here, and it says farewell. Last but not least, we want to say farewell to our ex-head of marketing, Mike Lee. He scammed us of about $60,000 out of our wallets and 45 grand worth of chibis. Still pretending to work for us, not working for Chibi Fighters. And he is, yeah, obviously, no, I think they're being a bit dramatic. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no, they're being awesome. That's a great way to handle it. Call them
we
out.
blah blah blah. Yeah, and yeah, so people have been trying to figure out what to do. We've been talking about it a lot in Discord, offering our condolences and support because we don't want the game to stop because we play the game. And I mean, I have a spreadsheet about the game. Geez, my research can't. It must go on. Um, so I'm talking about it too. If you ever see this guy, let us all know where he lives. I guess there's
Oh,
police cases and stuff with companies. It's actually a real thing. So I don't know if you're a witness or whatever, but if you see him online, tarnish his reputation. That's apparently he's continuing in his behaviors. Um, yeah, but I do love the Chibi Fighters community, not just for the game is very simple. I just have always found it cheeky and kind of humorous, and you can kind of see that even in how they handle an incident like this.
yeah,
Um,
the best way with
like,
trolling.
yeah, like we were talking about it in blockchain gaming in our Facebook group, and people were making jokes about him, which like Kim Jong Un. uh, Looks like he is hiding it underneath his chins, stuff like that. So they're making jokes and trolling him. Um, get the idea. But hey, and one interesting fact some people may recall I had been keeping a spreadsheet to track the token economics in this game. And it's changed, kind of, I think. I think this has had an impact on it. If we go to the Crystal Cave, no, I'll hide this news. If we go to the Crystal Cave, you can see every week I calculate the value of gems. So how much Ether or Tron, well, in my case, Ether, I'm only calculating their worth at any given week. This week, they've gone up, kind of drastically, actually, which kind of gives me an interesting thought. You know, um, we can actually. So typically, the value of a gem has hovered around 0.05 cents. And it's been that way over a long time, months, many weeks. Uh, and now, let's see, we're at 20,000. Geez, we're probably around double that. I could actually do the math and show you, but I think I've showed how it works before. But what's interesting to me is a hypothesis I have now, which is if and I could be wrong because this week isn't over. We still have 21 hours left, so someone could dump a bunch of gems at the end. But if they don't, my theory would be that there was a gem whale manipulating the price of gems or their value of gems because there was that option, or the other possibility was just a natural equilibrium among distributed community of players. But maybe it was a whale who was keeping his own spreadsheet like mine, and the whale was Mike.
It was Mike. Yeah, I was just gonna say the whale was Mike for sure.
You think so? That's an interesting theory I have now, and when the week ends, basically, I'll know a lot more. But yeah, that's the news with Chibi. Drama as always. It's kind of
Hilarious.
fun. Look at the cave leader today. Soy boy beta male cuck. Uh, they're a cheeky bunch.
Oh, Mike, all for 60K and a bunch of chibis. I feel like the 45K worth of chibis is an inflated value because that is not a liquid asset.
Yeah, liquid-ish, but yeah, kind of.
Like I got a bunch of dumb NFTs that are allegedly worth money, but I don't feel I can like get rid of like any of them.
Yeah, but they matter to us, especially if he tries to dump them and we have similar assets. And even other blockchain game developers have been kind of upset about this. Some of them in our Telegram chat room were offering to help spread the word about Mike. Guess this kind of thing threatens us all, I suppose.
Yeah, no takebacks on the blockchain.
Yeah. Anyway, one more drama news before we go on to like cool development news and stuff. If anyone's heard of Zynga, they make games like Farmville and Mafia Wars. Apparently, one of them has been getting involved with blockchain gaming platform, which was cool. When I first noticed that, I thought it was promising because that would bring a lot of credibility to blockchain gaming and resources, and they have a lot of community members and such. Uh, but their marketing campaign started to grow gradually less honest and just and I
Gradually
guess
and quickly.
I'd say it happened over a period of a week or two. Like, first, I noticed a post that was like, hey, look at this. And he had some good points. Like, yeah, that does sound interesting. Maybe they're a good entrance to the space with some backing that'll help. But then, the posts like kept continuing and the posts started to degrade in quality, basically, until it reached to the point where I saw 5 copy pasted messages in a row. And I can't even remember what the name of their platform is at this point. And kind of like Lord Voldemort in Harry Potter, I prefer to keep it that way at this point.
Yeah, let's just not look it up.
I don't want to reward incentivized spam, or at least be more creative. Our Facebook group has rules. Make your content unique. Make your content creative. And people can tell if it's earnest, and that's what they want to participate in. And it can be more damaging to your reputation than otherwise, to be honest. The extra views don't help if they're views in anger. Not all publicity is good publicity all the time. And at one point, I gave this warning. Like I posted in our Facebook group, please stop copy pasting this message. Anyone else who does that will be banned. Literally 30 seconds later, someone copy pasted the message again.
If I was getting paid to spam, I would have probably done the same thing. I've been like, oh yeah?
I was kind of flabbergasted, man. But there we go. Please don't do that. And now on to news. Cool news. Decimated. I guess.
Well, why don't we talk about our meetup first? We had a pretty good, pretty good turnout.
That's true. That's good. You're right. Sometimes I get the order of our news points mixed up. Uh, yeah, the GeoCoin one was fun, huh?
Yeah, it was good to have a working game. No offense to everybody, but a lot of stuff is still in development and everything's coming along. But there's only so many like really working games out there, so it's nice to have someone local who's got a working game going on and having people run around and play. So for anyone who doesn't know,
Yes.
it's GeoCoin, so it's a geolocation game, like similar to Pokemon, I guess. Like that'd be the go-to thing that everyone knows, but like Pokemon Ingress, like travel the map. It's got the OpenStreetMap overlay, so as you walk around with your phone, it knows where you are, and you're trying to find things on the map. So like augmented reality. So yeah, it's like things are geomined. So you're just collecting the coins, and then there's also like physical ones that you can tag and leave places for other people to find as part of like a community game. Yeah. So if anyone hasn't seen that GeoCoin, I think it's beta right now, but it's active. And then the coin is an actively traded like coin on like Bittrex or Bittrex I think and other places. So it's like a coin. So instead of like mining, you just kind of hunt them down. I feel like my kids would be super down with it if I told them it was money.
Yeah, and I think it because of the way that game is played, demonstrating it was more interesting to viewers. Like a guy had to run out and go to a park and return, and that the process of demoing that was, I think, exciting in a meetup scenario, I guess. And it had good turnout. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was like $5 or $10 dropped in this really sketchy park, and the guy had to like walk from one corner and then the middle to the other corner. It's Vancouver has some sketchier parks, and it was getting later in the day, so 8 o'clock at night, the sketchy park gets extra sketchy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was still fun though. And then we got to watch the live map as like the coins were taken, so anyone can see where these things are, right? And it's kind of like a race to get there.
Yeah. And then for next month's meetup, met a guy in Seattle who's gonna come up and tell us about his game Orbiter, Orbiter 8. He has actually posted about it in our Facebook group before, once or twice. He's posted, but never really met him until I went to Seattle.
What were you doing in Seattle, Andrew?
That's right. There's a Seattle DevCon blockchain conference, and they had a blockchain gaming panel, and I was our moderator. So I had various members of our community join our panel. Maybe some of them probably watch our show because we talk about them all the time, like Dan, Volition, Horde, Hey Chris, people, familiar faces, basically. It was a cool, friendly chat. We got some laughs out of the audience. Probably because they already started the keg. We had one of the last panels, the beer keg, one of the last panels of the day. But yeah, we want to keep doing things like that, and we might start visiting Seattle more. But yeah, Scott, excuse me, Scott was one person who was briefly on the panel, actually mentioned his game Orbiter 8, and we're going to give him a more in-depth chance to talk about his project this time, the next meetup. So he's going to drive up to Vancouver, continue our tradition of having guests from all over the world come show off their projects.
Yeah, we're almost at a year of like live guests minus like one guy with car troubles.
Yeah, and that one show and tell.
Oh yeah, okay. Still though, it's a pretty good record because blockchain gaming is still ultra niche. Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to the Seattle DevCon organizers because they kept the tickets super cheap, which is like something not all conferences do, and tried to make it more like grassroots community stuff. And they even said they rejected Ripple as a sponsor. Which is hilarious. Yeah, I think I don't want to quote me, but I think they rejected Ripple and Tron. But I know they rejected. Yeah, which is like good ethics of them, I guess. It lets you stick into what they what they
Tron
believe in.
has some projects in blockchain gaming, though.
Yeah, Tron is pretty.
Not that I play them, but
it's pretty scammy. But I mean, so is it any coin with a 70% pre-mine is probably considered scammy. So I mean, what can we say about Tron? That was an Ethereum joke, by the way, for those who remember. Yeah, man, 70%. Still crazy to this day, but it worked out. So
yeah, geez. One more event-related news. There was E3, and at E3 they had a blockchain gaming stage which
Oh, yeah.
means that blockchain gaming is growing. The mainstream knows about it. Um, I think this is an increasing thing.
Yeah, I got this one here. Yeah, that was. I think some of the Seattle DevCon guys were there helping do it, because it was right before. I think I talked to them on the way back when we first when we touched them. Yeah, so it's nice to see him getting like a full stage now. I'm assuming it wasn't a main stage event, but like didn't have any main stage action yet. But like within a couple of years, like you're gonna see blockchain game on the main stage on main stages of these big things. Oh, Matic was in there.
What's a Matic?
Matic was that Binance IEO that pumped really hard.
Hmm.
I don't think anybody knows what it does. I don't think anybody cares. But you know, it was just basically like it's just this recent coin that pumped because Binance sold it. This industry is great, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a good sign of progress. My mainstream starting to be accepting of blockchain gaming.
Yeah, these are the guys from the Seattle DevCon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should cooperate with them more in the future.
Yeah, they're good
Stay
stuff.
in touch. But yeah, that's good news. So, as another sign of this increasing mainstream openness to blockchain in the video game industry. Now I'll mention the Decimated thing, I guess. It's basically survival kind of game, like I'm trying to think of like Last of Us, but more MMO-ish. I never played Last of Us actually, but Rust, maybe that's a good analogy. But the important thing is, rumor has it, it's going to console. And that's not the first blockchain game where we've been hearing that about. At this point, I've heard this news from various blockchain game projects that I can't even remember all of them. I think one of them was Cooking Mama or something. But increasingly, but the point is, increasingly, it's very clear that we're going to start seeing blockchain games on consoles and in game stores.
Yeah,
As a real thing.
it's gonna be interesting to see how they handle a lot of this stuff, or like what aspects of like quote unquote the blockchain that they like use, because like a lot of the token ones kind of revolve around you being able to hold your keys, and then these newer ones are kind of like using different aspects to hold items, but still making it all controlled by there's not really a lot of user control, like in of your items. So it's hard to see how like if you're gonna how do you use your own wallet when your game is on Xbox, and how does Xbox ever let you like sign a message to prove you're using your own keys without like storing your data or your stuff on their device, right?
These
Like
are good questions.
that's the big step we need to make.
They may try to push custodial wallets. For sure, they'll have wallets built into their online platforms.
Yeah,
But
because there's lots of news.
I think increasingly, and actually this has been the case for a while, of consoles pushing themselves as full-fledged home entertainment devices, and which means they expect you to put not just games on your console, but to stream all manner of things, movies, books, whatever.
Yeah, they want to lock you in.
And at that point, uh, if you can move multimedia files to and from your console, to and from your computer, then you should be able to do the same thing with cryptocurrency. They just have to allow that. There would be like a withdraw button. I mean, I don't know, because like the practical reality of like copy and pasting an address from your phone through the controller, that part is what they have to figure out, I guess.
Everything's got a camera now.
You're right. You're right. They do. Our controllers all have cameras these days. They're all going with the 3D motion. Yeah, that's what they'll do probably. They use QR codes.
Yeah, the in non blockchain gaming news, just gaming news, the Oculus Quest came out, the standalone VR headset. So there's no computer. It's like a console in your head, and the cameras are around it, and they see the sensors. Like the sensors are just on the headpiece, so you can play anywhere. It's almost awesome. It's got a couple of tracking issues, like you can't swing your arms down because then your shoulders will like block the things. But yeah, so it's like it's $550 Canadian with tax for a VR headset now. So everything's getting cheaper and better. Yeah. Sorry, I got excited when I talk about VR.
The future is now.
Yeah, it's like gaming. It's like gaming's cool, but like, do you put your console on your head or plug it into a TV?
Yeah. Got a few more news items to talk about, I guess. One more than I put on here. Enjin Multiverse chatter has been happening lately. Yeah, you see it there. Multiverse 101. There's a new web page. I guess it's like a portal or explorer for the Enjin Multiverse. And there's been a giveaway going on. Not the first giveaway I've heard of occurring in the Enjin Multiverse by far. It's like it seems like at least once a month I hear about a giveaway occurring within the Enjin Multiverse. To like it's beat into my head now. I just expect that. Like
Yeah,
it's all
they
in the
kept they
background.
kept it a good dev fund, and they've been using it for like good purposes. Like it seems like they've been really using it and not squandering it. Like they kept a lot of the initial engine for this reason, and they've like been really pulling through. Yeah, there's like multiple posts a day. Actually, I think that I couldn't find it, but I'm pretty sure an item just came out that was backed by like 10,000 engine, like some sort of record. But it's like
Wow.
it's like $1,000 item. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good sign, you know. The focusing on the multiverse is basically focusing on supporting their community. Uh, and we can see, you know, I think video game companies are really good at that because they're familiar with fighting for third party support in the traditional video game console war. Because they're so like, and it used to get heated sometimes. Like, remember Resident Evil going back and forth between the PlayStation and GameCube? Like, they were really territorial about it. And I think people in other industries like healthcare and have less of a mindset of like incentivizing and fighting over like third parties to use their system. Now, an engine recognizes that clearly. This whole multiverse is geared towards that. Um, and we sent two friends towards them recently. Dan Pittman is going to put Hash Kings on Ethereum pretty soon using Enjin.
Oh, nice.
And I heard from a VR game recently that I referred to Witek. So it's working. Support your communities.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of stuff. Like I was just scrolling through the thing. I was like, you could probably do an engine podcast. They should probably have someone do that. Like, there's enough to talk about. That's crazy.
Well, maybe we should talk to Witek about that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I want to. So for the stuff I put on today, I wanted to cover. Well, actually, you talked about your conference. I quickly want to say I got to go to Bitcoin 2019 in San Francisco, and it was awesome. Yeah, I haven't been this vitalized in a while because it's been the bear market and stuff, and I haven't stopped being like full-time Bitcoin. But going there and like draining all my energy into having fun and like meeting people, and then coming back in like 2 days of rest, and now I'm just in go mode. Like I got this
Yeah, I know what you mean.
energy. Yeah, it's like when you go to a really good conference and like you haven't been to one in a while, it's it really vitalizing for like your crypto nerdness. So anyone who hasn't like made the trek to a conference, like find one that's got some stuff you want to listen to, some people you respect talking, and just like fork out the money and make the trip. It's usually really worth it. It's just constant fun. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, there's that.
Talk going on.
No, I didn't get to see any of the talks. I only got to see Snowden because I was there helping. I was like kind of technically working. I was there, but that doesn't stop me from having constant fun. Yeah, I was there working, helping a friend out. Mike from CoinCards, he had to leave early, so he needed someone to be a paid shill. So I was, yeah, I was super like people were like, oh, is this your company? I'm like, no, I'm a paid shill today.
He actually paid you?
Well, yeah, just well, because he brought me down there pretty much.
Oh, I see.
Like I wanted to go. I definitely, and I made the most of it. Yeah, I wanted to talk about two little games, maybe not from a news perspective, as much news, maybe a little bit news, what I consider news. So this first game is Cryptowars. It's cryptowars.jp is the site. They've been around for a while, and it's built on ETH sidechain, the Loom. So I think it's just DPoS sidechain, I think. I don't know.
Scaling?
Yeah, so for better scaling, it wasn't enough. So when they've been doing like monthly tournaments, which has been a way to like kind of bring everyone in at once and kind of in a way stress test because everyone plays the same time, and in the tournament you gotta be really quick about it, right? So the tournaments last like a week or something, and there's like one every 2 weeks to a month, and they have little prizes or whatever, but it's more about testing. So the game just basically build up over time. Um, you'll have your stuff, your gold auto collects. Your crystals auto collect based on like your production facilities, and then you just kind of choose what to upgrade. So like, I just started this. There was a tournament going on now, so I just got one. So basically, you can upgrade your stuff slowly. This takes 6 blocks, which is 1 minute. So it's 10-second blocks on this platform, and you just kind of you build up your city, and then you can build up your troops, right? And it's the kind of decision making comes down to like how what order you build in. You got to kind of have stuff queued up. So in the first night for this game, like if you play this game and took it seriously, the first night you got to like set alarms in the middle of the night and kind of plan what you're going to do. But after that, if you like queue up properly and collect your gold, you can time it out so while you're sleeping, you've got enough stuff queued up, and because you never want to hit maximum money in a game like this.
Yes.
So what happened was when the tournaments first started coming out, too many people were playing, right? So basically, I just did 2 transactions, right? So 10-second blocks in the side chain. Right, still can only process so much. So like when everyone came flooding in, it was still a little too much. Yeah, okay, I don't have enough. Just spamming. But it was pretty fun. I've built up a couple little cities through the tournaments. I never played them seriously enough to actually win anything, but I did play them seriously enough to like spreadsheet style, like plan out exactly what I would need to do if I were to try to win. Which I decided against. I was like, okay. It was fun. It's fun to plan it out, but I was like, yeah, I don't think I could.
Let's do it. Let's take over the game.
Yeah, take over the game. It's like 100 die split between a few people for the first place.
And is it on Ethereum?
Yeah, it's an Ethereum sidechain. So
all right, let's take it over. I'm going to try it.
Yeah. So the next tournament is in a few weeks. They think they have them start every 2 weeks. This one's already been going, and once they're going, you're not really going to be able to win. You got to kind of start at the beginning. Right. I assume people are kind of botting.
So the map resets with each tournament.
Yeah, I think the overall plan for the game is that won't happen.
Right.
But I think the way they're doing it now is just a way to stress test, like making sure if you're starting a new game, like having an open beta is one thing, but having like fixed time tournaments forces everyone to play at the same time. So for the Gods Unchained beta, kind of, I don't know how it is now. I know it's still going, but for that beta, like early on, it got hard to find games because not everyone was playing at the same time. So by doing like tournaments where it's like, okay, in this week everyone's playing, and then in this week no one's playing, it kind of just like forces all your players to like they get FOMO, right? They're like, oh, we got to be there, man, got to be there, right? You entice the FOMO. So yeah, so if you're looking for an active game to play that like works right now and like mess around on the side chain, there's no sunk cost for getting in. So
does it have guilds yet? These browser games like this, in my experience, often devolve into guild politics, where if you're not part of one, you're going to get just ganged up on immediately.
It's funny you say that, because the next game I go to did that literally thing kind of is starting to happen. Yeah, so build up your village, the defense part isn't even there yet, so you can just attack. Once you build the right things, you can get your elephants for Cersei.
Ooh,
yeah. So it was kind of fun. It's actually, they've removed some of the buildings since I last played, but it's been a little while. But it's nice to see games that are actively working, as opposed to, like I said, like now we're getting like when we first started doing this, there wasn't a lot of like games that like worked. Just to be simple about it, right? Like not trying to be mean, but there wasn't a lot of games that worked when we started doing these. The blockchain.gaming.com stuff. There was a few things and there was stuff to talk about. So it's really nice that over the last year, we now have like this whole set of games that work, like things you can actually play. And like, it's gotten to the point already where you don't need like an Ether investment to start. Cause like back last year around this time, like everything that was kind of out was just like, I remember you used to make the IJO jokes, initial JPEG offerings and stuff. Like that was the norm. The norm was to sell pictures, and like it still kind of is, and sometimes that works out, but that was the norm. And now we're gotten to the point where you can just like go quickly play the betas of these games and test out the mechanics. So it's gonna be interesting to see what one more year of this brings. 2020.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. There's another game you've been playing. That's
Yeah, so this is a game that I talked about many months ago, and I think I've mentioned it here and there because it was again playable. The one thing I'll say is I don't think they ever open sourced the code or the smart contract, so it's a little weird. So this is ZeroX Universe. You get spaceships in and over time, and you have planets. The planets collect resources. You use the resources to launch the spaceships. So, I ended up there was some mechanics I didn't like. Like it was beneficial to make multiple accounts in this game. So
I
like
think you remember me. I remember you saying that. Yeah.
yeah, so I ended up with like 3 accounts and just spaceships everywhere. But so when I stopped playing, there was like under 10,000 planets, and I just kind of kept them around. And since then, there's up to like 175,000 planets. 174,
Wow.
8, 9. Yeah, so doing like the napkin math on that, it's like a 1 in 2 at best to find a planet. It takes 2 transactions at best. Like sometimes you'll go on like a losing streak and get all salty. It's like I launched 6 spaceships, man, and they all got lost in space, and I didn't find any planets. And that's a very common story. So I'm going to say like 1 in 2 at best. So this probably represents 500,000 on-chain transactions, and that doesn't include the sales and stuff and whatnot. Like that doesn't include anything else. Just in finding planets, there's been 500,000 on-chain transactions in less than a year through a bear market. So huge shout out to these guys. And the other thing is now, like, as you're saying, guilds. So now they got this whole corporations thing.
That's just like EVE Online. That's what they call them in that.
Oh, okay, that's why they did it for sure. Then, yeah. So then you can own parts of corporations, and then you can split down. They have balances like. Yeah, you can buy corporate percentages of corporations for different amounts. Like I didn't go through it all, but it was just huge changes and upgrades to the game since they last. There's the Shadow Corps, the Forge, Eternity, and the Library. But I didn't go through it when I first learned about the updates. But I was just really happy to see that they're still going on, and they're in a very active community, right? Like, so they also, I know they ported their next game as like a dual, I think EOS ETH game, which due to the mechanics of like the different chains doesn't really make sense to me.
It does if you want another dev fund.
Yeah, I know, right? I know it's so dirty because by putting like ETH and EOS on the same like a joint game, whoever plays in the EOS version is just going to play for cheaper because of the nature of DPoS versus proof of work. So it's basically like a scam to like kind of like make one chain look better.
Make Ethereum planets worth more.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Like I don't know if it's a fighting game, ZeroX Warriors. So I don't know if like ETH people can fight EOS people or not, or if they did it like actually cross-platform, or if they just did it like, hey, look, we're on 2 platforms. But even if you did do it on 2 platforms, one version would just be cheaper to play. Like you'd get the same gameplay. One would just be cheaper and faster because of like the nature of how you pay for transactions. So like, it was a little cheesy, but it's it's nice to see a game that's done this good. I've played a lot of games that like are long gone now, like just have nothing, no community, no anything. Look, a picture of the universe.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so that was a couple games I want to talk about because it's nice to see them. I still haven't tried Cheese Wizards. I don't know.
Cheese Wizards?
The new CryptoKitties game.
Oh, right.
I still never tried that. I put in the wallet, and I put a tiny bit of ETH in it, but I never ended up playing. I'll get around to it. We'll see.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's funny. Even though I want to take a stroll through DApp Radar, I haven't done that in a while. I remember I used to do that. I do like sorting by ETH games and seeing who's winning. Be the way to put it. Yeah, My Crypto Heroes is still.
Wow.
But it's I'm gonna bring this up. It's like exactly the same daily users, so that's got to be spam. if you have consistent daily users like this between 2.3 thousand and 3,000, like that's too perfect. There's no way that's not fake volume.
Yeah.
Like like fake addresses, like like just spending the gas to just because there's no way it wouldn't range higher. I think that's okay. That's okay. And every now and then there's a spike in the volume, but you can either do that or pay for your ad to be at the top. So yeah, so ZeroX Universe is 645 daily active users. Come on, there's got to be someone who wants to buy my dumb collector's planets. And then Blockchain Cuties has somehow sadly, very sadly, smashed CryptoKitties.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough.
Strange.
I'm pretty sure it's just the Chinese CryptoKitties. Not, like the whole Chinese Ethereum, Korean Ethereum jokes, like about whatever other things there was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are quote unquote like Chinese CryptoKitties. And yeah, much more there. Crypto Oink I've never heard of. Axie still busting over 100. I don't know. I don't remember what Hyper Dragons. Crypto Dozer is new, I think. We should talk about that one next time if it's really that hype. And then you drop off under 100 real quick. Real quick. Oh, Chibi's down there. Yeah, Godja Unchained is still just the marketplace.
Chibi's more active on Tron, unfortunately.
Oh, that's rough. Yeah, because it's more free to use.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, Chibi's got... No, it's not. It's only got 20 people.
Oh.
Yeah, I think everyone's sad about the Mike wrecking everyone.
We shall persevere.
We shall persevere. Mike won't take us down.
Never.
What's happening on EOS these days? Yeah, EOS Knights is still number one. This has been number one for a long time. That was an idle game. You just got to click every little while and make your sales and stuff. A lot of the blockchain does. The nature of blockchain makes like idle games a good type to make.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, awesome. So when's our next live thing going down? We're going to go off schedule a little bit, right?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about it. Since our meetups schedule is about to be adjusted slightly due to logistics, we may choose to slightly adjust our news broadcast as well. We'll figure that out later, I guess.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, yeah, that's all the news I've been getting on. Like, unless you got any more exciting shit to talk about.
No surprises right now. Except I will say for anyone still here, it's probably the 27th will be our next meetup instead of the 20th.
The 26th.
26th, yeah, for our next live one. Yeah, that's
right.
The next meeting, I'm not sure, but the 26th will probably be our next live one.
Yeah, it was getting harder to maintain an exact every 4 weeks for our meetup, given that in reality, humans have mixed matched schedules and different things going on. So we'll sort out that'll be on the 26th, and following that, we'll sort things out as they go along.
Awesome. All right. So thanks for everyone tuning in. If you're in Vancouver, come say hi to us at one of our live meetups, Decontrol.
Hooray.
Yeah. And have a good one, everybody.
Later, guys.